Meet the wealthiest royal families in the world. It's clear that having enormous wealth is not the worst thing that might happen to a person. In actuality, most individuals love having everything they want. But nobody can have everything, not even the Rothschilds, Rices, Musks, and Gates of this world. They are the exception that demonstrates the rule because of their immense riches and political clout, making them some of the most significant figures in the world. Welcome to Best Wonders, where we'll be showing you the wealthiest royal families in the world. Number 10. House Liechtenstein. You'll have trouble locating this tiny principality on the map if you're not from Austria or Switzerland. In the Alps, Liechtenstein is a tiny state that spans the Rhine River and is only 5 miles broad and 16 miles long. It is nestled between Switzerland and Austria. This tiny nation, surrounded by high alpine peaks, is one of the richest in the world, and its rulers, the Liechtenstein family, are among the wealthiest people not just in Europe, but also worldwide. With a net worth of about $4.4 billion, the majority of the kingdom's assets are held in the name of the ruler. Prince John Adam II of Liechtenstein enjoys the benefits of being a ruler because his family does not pay taxes on the enormous income it receives from the family-owned LTG Group Bank. In addition, the prince has control over a sizable portfolio of expensive properties, including castles and palaces in Austria and the Czech Republic. Number 9. House Maktoum, Dubai. The Maktoum family has ruled the Emirate of Dubai for about 2 centuries. During this time, they transformed a piece of desert wasteland into a paradise for the wealthy, amassing wealth worth $19 billion. The head of the dynasty and ruler of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, is by far the richest member of the family. Although his business success has quadrupled his wealth over the years, the Sheikh also knows how to have a good time. When it comes to his son, Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. He has a large collection of golden cars, including some rare models. This, however, is not the most extravagant vehicle in Hamdan's garage. He also has a fleet of ultra-luxurious tanks. Apparently, they built these for rich oil industrialists to joyride in the desert. Number 8. House Alawi, Morocco. With origins reaching back to the 13th century, this is one of the oldest families on the list. They have ruled Morocco for the past 5 centuries, which has unsurprisingly proven to be a very profitable venture. The 19-member Moroccan royal family has a combined worth of more than $20 billion, of which the king, who receives a yearly salary of about $500,000 on top of all his investments and business activities, is the primary owner. Not bad for attending ceremonies and waving to the crowd, though this generous payment only covers half a month's worth of the family palace's operating expenses, which are estimated to be around $960,000. While most kings would only need a palace, King Mohammed IV has 12 around the world, with an average cost of about $500,000 each. Number 7. House Bolkiah, Brunei. Despite British and foreign occupations, the royal dynasty of House Bolkiah has ruled Brunei for about 8 centuries. They've worked extremely hard throughout that time, but more for themselves than for the nation and its people. The Bolkiahs are worth about $30 billion, and they have some fairly peculiar tastes, especially when it comes to lavish royalties. Not many people would pay $21,000 for a haircut, but the Sultan of Brunei clearly enjoys it, or at least he pays very generously. Among the leader of Brunei's more extravagant purchases is a $400 million private jet that he decorated with another $120 million worth of gold. It's a miracle that the aircraft keeps flying, as these costs may seem excessive, but for a man who makes $147 per second, they're just small change. Number 6. House Adulyadej, Thailand. The Thai royal family is headed by His Majesty Bhumibol Adulyadej. Their enormous fortune of about $60 billion was amassed largely thanks to the Crown Property Bureau. Nearly half of their assets pass through this holding, which manages the royal money. The royal family was once very well liked in Thailand, but not anymore, since Bhumibol came to the throne because of his extravagant lifestyle, outlandish purchases, and borderline insane and outrageous behavior. The king also spends a lot of money on himself and doesn't care about the running of the country, as evidenced by the fact that Bhumibol spared no expense when it came to saying his final goodbye to his dog, whose funeral lasted 4 days and cost several $million. Number 5. House Windsor, the United Kingdom. The British royal family has long since outgrown their status as mere royalties and have evolved into something akin to superstars. The Queen and her eccentric headgear have influenced popular culture, and the royal family as a whole is worth over $88 billion. The family's portfolio has around $10 billion worth of properties. Among them are prized palaces like Windsor Manor and Buckingham Palace. Typically in royal families, the king or queen is the wealthiest member. However, with the Windsors, the case is a bit different, as the richest among them will never even ascend to the throne. The queen's $500 million are just 10% of her great-granddaughter's $5 billion. You heard that right. Princess Charlotte, who is still only 6 years old, has astounding wealth thanks to her parents making her a baby fashion icon. The family is treated like royalty, of course, but unlike their more extravagant counterparts from around the world, they don't have golden cars or groundbreaking warships converted into yachts. Number 4. House Nahyan, Abu Dhabi. The royal family of Abu Dhabi, headed by His Majesty Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, is estimated to be worth $150 billion. As you might have suspected, the family's main source of wealth is the oil trade. The Nahyan family does not reside in a squalor-filled barrel in the gutter, but rather in a beautiful castle loaded with all manner of pleasures. The family owned multiple 7-star hotels as well as the tallest skyscraper in the world, the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. The royal palace of Qasr Al Watan is estimated to cost $2 billion and is the largest royal mansion in the world, measuring an incredible 4,090,285 square feet. The Abu Dhabi royal family certainly knows how to live in the high life. Number 3. House Thani, Qatar. Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, who is 41 years old, is currently the youngest head of state in the world. Nevertheless, he is the head of the third richest royal family, and it goes without saying that the main source of his revenue comes from the export of fossil resources. The family has made significant investments in prime industries and is a major shareholder in car manufacturers like Volkswagen, as well as other luxury companies like Barclays and Tiffany & Company. The family also owns shares in the Empire State Building in New York. The Qatari ruler certainly knows how to live large. More interestingly, the Qatari family owns more property in the United Kingdom than the British royal family. The Thani family has spent billions on luxury and class, with an extensive collection of cars, planes, and other luxurious items. The family resides in the Royal Palace in Doha, which is worth more than $1 billion. Number 2. House Al-Sabah, Kuwait. Having dominated the nation for the last 300 years, the Al-Sabah family has amassed a massive $360 billion fortune. Currently, the Emir, His Majesty Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, is the leader of the family. Although oil exports account for a considerable chunk of their fortune, the family also profits greatly from properties they have deliberately purchased since the 1980s, particularly in America, which are now yielding enormous dividends. The family is well known for leading a luxurious lifestyle that includes exotic animals and other things that most people cannot afford. the family has abandoned culture, despite having funded a $775 million cultural center, which is an architectural marvel in and of itself. An opera house, theaters, libraries, and conference rooms are all inside. That is how you manage to maintain your culture while taking advantage of all the modern conveniences available to you. At number 1, House Saud, Saudi Arabia. With a massive fortune of $1.7 trillion, they are the richest royal family in the entire world, and they certainly don't hide it. Saudi Arabia is one of the richest countries in the world due to its enormous oil reserves. Although $1.7 trillion is a huge sum, it is spread out among 15,000 family members, which somewhat lessens its value. Nevertheless, the royal family has extravagant taste and undoubtedly knows how to live an opulent and affluent lifestyle. The Saud family believes that anything not made of gold is unworthy of their attention, including golden furniture, yachts, and automobiles. They probably own golden pets at this point. The family's real estate holdings are as extensive as one could imagine, and they own primary property in France, the United Kingdom, and around the world. The most recent purchase that made headlines was the record-breaking price they paid for Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi. The 500-year-old painting costs $450.3 million. It's a fantastic move on their side that demonstrates that their success is due not only to the enormous wealth of the nation they rule, but also to their astute business judgment and wise investments. And there you have it, some of the wealthiest royal families worldwide. What would you do if you were as wealthy as these families? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell for more of the world's best wonders.